What's up, bro? The door of my C6 Corvette has been broken for about a month and I'm completely freaking tired of it. I'm so tired of it, I'm so over it. I just want to get this fixed. Man, you would never think that something so small would be so annoying. I mean, I guess it is very important to have access to your car, be able to get in it, in and out. That hasn't been the case with my Corvette. If the door in your C6 Corvette is not working anymore, use this video as reference so you know how to troubleshoot it and you can figure out what's going on with it. Today we're gonna fix it no matter what, no matter the cost. It has to be done. I can't stand it anymore. If this is happening to you, the first thing you wanna do, you're gonna grab your key fob. This one's pretty beat up, but you wanna make sure the battery works. So try it. If it locks, unlocks, trunk opens, the battery's probably good in it. Now, if these don't work at all, if it's not making any sounds, chances are you probably just have a low battery in your key fob. And all you gotta do is you gotta take this thing apart, split this, and change the 2032 size battery inside of it, put it back together, and you have a working door. In my case, it's not that simple. But before I move on to step 2, I wanna show you just how embarrassing this has been for me. This whole experience has been completely traumatizing, degrading. So this is how it plays out. So I'm out with the battery, right? I go over here, I open the door for her like a gentleman. Opens, she goes in. Then like a little dumbass, I have to run around the car. I have to pop open the trunk. The dumbest thing is I have to play it off. I have to go here in the trunk and pretend like I'm looking for something like, oh yes, the trunk is made out of trunk. Oh yeah, oh okay. I found what I was looking for. Then as I'm bringing this down, I pull the latch and the door will open up. Then I look around, make sure nobody else saw me, and we're good. I hop in the car. I do it a lot smoother when it's happening so they don't get suspicious, but that's what it's been coming down to. And I'm over it. I don't want to deal with this anymore. I want to be able to just be a normal Corvette owner, walk up to the car, and be able to open the door. So let's go to step 2. The first thing you want to do, obviously check the key battery. Second thing, this is completely free. All right, so you want to go over here to your door handle pad. You pretty much remove it with those 2 little Phillips screwdrivers. You have to undo the little screws around the tab, the pad. Very simple. A monkey could do it. You could do it. Take the screws off, break it open, clean it up. Nice and simple. So pretty much these are the electrical connections inside of the door pad. So this makes contact with the little circuit that you see right here and makes it so that anywhere you push it, it's making contact and the door opens. You want to make sure this is nice and clean. Use a electrical connector cleaner. Use a Scotch-Brite pad. Clean it up really well. Make sure it's nice and shiny like this. You see how shiny it is? This is what it's supposed to look like. Unfortunately for me, that didn't work. So this is where we move on to the 3rd step. Actually replacing the pad. And I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I actually did replace the pad 3 times already. The reason why I did this so many times is because I had hope that it was just a pad. And I ordered 3 different ones, right? So I ordered one from Amazon, 2 different ones from eBay. But the moment I installed them on, they wouldn't even work at all. When you walk up to the car and you press it, you hear something, you kind of hear something activate, right? When I put those other pads, nothing would happen. So what I'm thinking is that the pads that I got from eBay and Amazon, they're cheap, they're not compatible, so don't even waste your time with those. The price difference is not that much. I was able to pick one up for like 46 bucks, an OEM one, an actual OEM one, and we're gonna go install that. And that could possibly be the end of this nightmare. It could just be the door handle pad. So let's figure it out. This is how you know I'm not lying. I got one right here. There's one in the car. There's this extra one. And then I got the actual OEM one from GM right here that we're gonna go install. AC Delco. It's super simple, not really much to explain. Grab the strap-on tools and just undo the little Phillips screwdriver. As fast as you can do it. Imagine you're working flat rate. This thing only pays like 0.2, which is like 18 minutes or something. You don't want to spend too much time doing this. This little bezel right here, like that. You get your little touch pad. Undo the clip. Sounded pretty nice. And you gotta put the new one in. Who would have thought? Oh my god. We're making real progress here. I can't believe my abilities, my mechanical abilities surprise me from day to day. It just amuses me how after so many years, I can still remember how to do all these crazy repairs. There you go. I'm not even gonna put the bolts in it, I'm just gonna try it out. It clicks. With the other ones, it doesn't click at all. So I have high hopes that this is gonna work, man. Let's see. Open up, open sesame. Open up. Ah, it worked. Let's see. Oh no. Gosh darn it. Doesn't want to open. No! Not even with the OEM pack, bro. What is going on? I guess when we move to step 3 or 4, whichever one we're on, you gotta actually replace the actuator. Not the gas cap actuator, the door lock actuator. Actually, I think I just came up with an even better solution that's gonna be completely free, and it applies if you have the base model or the Grand Sport, not the C6 or the ZR1. Pretty much it's super simple. So you take the target top off and then you permanently leave it off, and every time you want to get into the car, just pull one of these guys, just slide in it like this. But it's a lot easier without the top. That way you don't have to worry about replacing the door latch or wasting any money on the door handle pads. It's so much easier, so much simpler. Yeah, to be honest, I think any sane person would have probably stopped after the first one of these that didn't work. But I had hopes, man. But all hope is not lost, because I actually have one of these. So this is the actual door lock actuator, and we're gonna have to install it. At this point, I don't think there's any other thing that it could be. The other doors work. When you manually release the cable, it opens up, so it's gotta be the latch. So let's go ahead and pop that on real quick. This is another thing. I actually tried spraying lithium grease in here, make sure it moves freely. That didn't work, so we have to undo everything. All right, let's bust this out real quick. There we go. And this actually broke off. It's all right. We'll glue it back together. I think it was glued on at some point and it broke off again, so we'll just glue it again. But when in doubt, just wiggle stuff out until it comes out of the way. It actually feels pretty fun. And this is it. It looks crusty. It looks old. So this is what OEM looks like. New mechanism. It's got all the little latches in here. It comes with a new cover, new bolts, new screws. It's gotta work, man. It's OEM. Why would it not work? Let's pop it on. Yeah, so pretty much nothing too exciting going on here. Just you want to make sure this tab lines up, make sure it pops in all the way flush, and then put in the 2 screws right here, hook the 2 latches, and that's it. If I'm being quite honest, I think watching old people play bingo at a retirement home is a lot more exciting than this. So let me just put it back together and we'll see if it works. It was super easy to the point where I don't feel like I actually had to go in detail. If you're planning on doing this in your Corvette, I'm sure you can figure it out. Usually I just put everything back together. I don't even test it and I ship it. If it works, it works. But this time the suspense is killing me. I gotta know. So before I put it together, I want to see the result. Let's see if it works. It's closed. I got that thing on me, got the key on me. We'll see. It's working. I can't believe it. Try it one more time. It works. And if I'm being honest, it actually does feel a little bit different. When you press it, it feels like the door actually pushes out a little bit. And before it would release and I have to manually pull the door. So I guess that's an indication that your actuator is going out. If you feel like you have to reach in the door and pull it out, instead of just popping it in, and the door pops out on its own. And it makes a strong clicking sound instead of just like a slow release. That is it, we fixed it, boys. Who would have thought something so small would give me such satisfaction? So ladies, it's not about the size. Small things can give you a lot of satisfaction. This is proof right here. If your Corvette door is not working, it can be one of those things that we mentioned before. Let's do a quick recap. It can be as easy as a $15 battery. That could be the issue. It could be free. You could just
take apart the door handle, clean it up. That could work. If not, replacing the actual door handle, that could be $40 to $60. Worst case scenario ends up being the actual actuator. This one was about $274 from the dealer, almost $300 after taxes. So in this case, it was worst case scenario, but it could be a lot simpler for you. I don't know, I'm just so happy that my door works now. I'm actually gonna go out into the world. I get to keep my Targa top on the car. I'm not gonna be rolling around like a bandit, like a Dukes of Hazzard. So that's good. I'm happy with the way today's adventure turned out. Thank you for tagging along, and we'll see you next week. I got a working door now, look at this. That's a flex. Ooh. Oh man, see you next week.